The government of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson hangs by a thread. Support for him is slipping as concerns grow over his ability to fill the vacancies that members of his cabinet are vacating. At least 11 UK lawmakers have resigned in the past 24 hours, including the finance and health ministers. Many of them say that Prime Minister Johnson isn't fit to govern. He's sought to reassert authority by quickly appointing Nadhim Zahawi as finance minister and Rishi Sunak after he left the post. Mr. Johnson will face the chairs of select committees for a scheduled 2-hour grilling later today. Well, Ollie Barrett joins us live now for more on this. Ollie, a slew of major resignations from key posts in Boris Johnson's government. He says he's pressing on, but is his administration crumbling?
It's in real difficulty now. It's not just the issue of trying to fill all those vacancies inside government positions that have been vacated by people quitting government and criticising Boris Johnson's leadership as they do so. It's also about the wider parliamentary Conservative Party and whether he has enough support to really run a functional government, not just when it comes to ministers, but also to legislation, whether Boris Johnson can be anything more than a lame duck administration now, given the lack of support that he has within his own party. He insists he is fighting on. He's given his weekly Prime Minister's question session, showing absolutely no sign at the moment of stepping down. Indeed, his press secretary has just been telling journalists that Boris Johnson believes he has still the support of the majority of Conservative MPs. That is very much up for debate and could well change in the coming hours if we see a raft of further resignations and Conservative MPs on the backbenches coming out and saying that they want Boris Johnson to go. But the Prime Minister is insisting that if there were to be a further confidence vote in his leadership, he would stand in it and clearly seems to believe that he would win. But as I say, a lot of Conservative MPs would absolutely dispute that characterisation now. They will say things to you like, it's over, he's finished, we're just in the final hours or days of his premiership. Many of them believe the option is still open to Boris Johnson to step aside and leave an ordered transition to the next leadership campaign. But as I say, Boris Johnson at the moment showing very little signs of wanting to do that, even as the speculation grows that he may not be long in the post.
Now, the Prime Minister might be facing one too many straws. He does have options, but what can we expect from the probe by the liaison committee later today, Ollie?
Well, it's going to be very interesting indeed, because we know that some of those MPs that will be questioning Boris Johnson, who are the chairs of various other committees on particular issues at Westminster, are MPs that aren't particularly fond of Boris Johnson. Some of them are overtly critical of him. Some of them are Conservative MPs who are now publicly calling for him to go. So although this liaison committee appearance is designed to look at all sorts of issues, from the Ukraine war to the cost of living crisis to integrity in politics, there are going to be a number of questions which are just simply directed straight at Boris Johnson and his leadership and whether he's doing the right thing in trying to hang on at the moment. And some of those MPs doing the questioning will be looking to land a knockout blow to make this the final moment that makes Boris Johnson realise he can't stay in position much longer. Boris Johnson, though, will see it as an opportunity to try and show that he's a Prime Minister, still on the job, still keeping going and still capable of moving ahead despite the challenges that he's facing from within his own party. But it is fraught with danger for him.
Some grilling certainly faces him ahead. Ollie, thank you for that. Ollie Barrett in London.